Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Taurus. If Taurus is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Taurus and the High Priestess card energy tonight. Okay, let's take a look and see what this bowl of tea leaves has to say. All right. So if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay, so we have a reindeer up here. We have the reindeer. So very hardy. And we also have a little fish right here. So I feel like you are married to the work. There's a sense of really kind of having an emotional attachment to your workplace. I don't know if it's that, like maybe you have your own business or you've been at your job, your company for years and years. Maybe you are getting into a position that you have been, working so hard to get. Maybe this is a passion. You're one of those lucky people who found your way into a job, a career that you're very passionate about. It really isn't so much like work. It is, of course it's work, but it's something that you really enjoy doing. And it is something that you look forward to. So, yeah, I see that with the reindeer. And the reindeer being an animal that is able to endure, pretty cold weather and landscape environment that is often pretty brutal at different times of the year. Not unlike a moose or even a deer. But the reindeer is really hardy. And so this is TT is knocking boxes over. You should see where I'm filming right now. Full of boxes. We're in the middle of getting ready to move studios and our living situation is changing. So and that is to say that we're moving our house. So yeah, and so the house is just chaos. Even my kitchen, which is the hardest part for me, is the kitchen is totally in disarray right now. But I'm glad that it will be done pretty soon here, and we'll be in our new studios. I'm really excited about that. I've been shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot, my husband Paul over there. If you haven't checked out his channel, you should. I've been trying to talk him into doing a live stream of like his office and where he's filming and all of that. So we'll see if he'll do that. You should. If you watch his channel and you're hearing this, go over and tell him, hey, we want a live stream. Your wife sent us over here to tell you. Okay, so then we have the fish. So the fish is abundance. Yeah, and I feel like not only is there an abundance of kind of emotional satisfaction, there is a sense of money too. Things coming in abundantly. I absolutely think that this is going to be a year of great success. And as I've said in some of the other readings, with this money coming in, because I keep seeing it, all the readings have been telling me, you know, you've been working really hard. Now, we also have there is a large fish right here, as well. So, doubly so, right? I think this is going to be a period of time where, the money is, kind of flowing. So, you know, have a financial plan. Know what you're doing with the money that is coming in, making sure that you are putting it to good use, saving, investing, paying off debts, whatever it is that you envision, burying it in the backyard or whatever. You know, but making sure that you are being mindful, okay? Not just kind of squandering this work that you have done. So, I wanted to look over here because I thought this one was... Now, where did it go? Where did you go? There it is. Okay, so we have a house right here, and then we have a person right here. And then up here we have, it looks like 2 people meeting a bird. There is a heart here as well. So I'm looking at this and I thought, okay, maybe this is, and we have a person over here with the fish. All right. And we have 16, one and a 6, or it could be 91. But I looked at it and it looked like 16 to me. So we have also it looks like the sun, and we have an animal, 2 animals, maybe a duck or goose and a coyote. So I'm looking at the house and I'm thinking it's kind of like this, it came into my mind immediately, this house of love, this house of togetherness. And I feel that there's this real kind of fire lit under you, to be getting some things done around the house. I feel like you have some projects you're working on. You are, you know, tending to those. I think that this could even be like, maybe you're doing a little bit of DIY remodeling or something like that. We've been talking about in my other readings, and even in the community section, I have a post about looking forward to being in the garden. So this maybe is that you also are getting ready to have your garden and getting all of those things prepared. But you know, whatever it is, I think that this is like a real central point for you. I think you are in full spring cleaning mode, or fall cleaning mode, depending on where you're at. And just decluttering, getting things fixed up, maybe doing a little painting, you know, whatever it is that you've been meaning to do. I can see this is a good time. It is a most auspicious time to get those chores kind of worked through. Now, up here, it looks like we have a child coming, okay? We have the bird. We have the baby underneath the bird. Okay, you can see the head of the bird here, the body, the head of the baby, kind of in like a little, you know, like a little blanket, right, being carried by the stork. Now we have 2 people right here, and there's one kind of meeting the stork, and then we have another person right here, and then kind of their head shapes into this other piece here, and it looks like a heart. So I feel like there is a real kind of devotion. This is a couple of people who have really, really, really wanted to have a child. Okay. And this is maybe you, but it could be that this is somebody else in the family. Maybe you're becoming a grandparent, great-grandparent. Maybe this is, you know, your nephew, niece being born, or a good friend, or, you know, whoever it is. It's somebody you love. You absolutely love them. And you already love this baby, even if they haven't been conceived yet, but they will be. And I feel like this is going to be yet again another reason that this year is going to be just abundant with love, and going into the next as well. So I feel like this is a kind of a really blessed union and blessed child. Every child is. And so I also see we have the animals out here, and we have the high sun. So I kind of almost wonder if I keep getting this vibe of like almost like homesteading, or having like a small like a farm or something like that. But I do feel like these are like real kind of, I feel like, what's that thing? Like salt of the earth, right? Kind of people that are, just, and listen, I live in the Midwest, upper Midwest. I feel like I'm surrounded by people like this, and I would never go back to any other kind of living, just because there's such an ease to living in a rural area and having the desire. I think a lot of people have it, to escape the bustle of things, and get out there and have a little space, and and the nice thing is most people are pretty cool, but they don't bother you. That's the big thing, is nobody bothers you, really. Nobody's interested. There's so much to do. Nobody is worried about, getting involved with whatever you have going on, which is my favorite part. But, I think that and maybe you live this way, or maybe this is a way that you would also like to live. So I feel like this is that energy. Also, the coyote, I love that. When the coyote comes, there is a real sense of the kind of the spirit guide, right? I think of the desert often, but the coyote lives in many different climates. And is one that travels vast distances. And kind of this, especially when we have the coyote in dreams. Have you ever dreamt of a coyote visitor? This is one where, most of the time you'd say, don't follow the fae, right? The fairies, the leprechauns, the gnomes, whatever. When they come to visit you and they want you to come with them, don't go with them. Don't do it. You won't find your way back. But then there are other spirit animals, or totem animals, or trickstery animals, and this is a coyote for sure. When you go walking with a coyote, they will show you things, that you wouldn't otherwise notice. They are a very kind of akin to maybe an Alice in Wonderland vibe, taking you into places of kind of distortion, illusion, traveling through the depths of imagination and out into the borderlands where reality kind of meets with everything else, all those other things that are out there. And so, I feel like this is a time where there are whispers on the wind, and I think that you hear them. I think that you feel them. There's a sense of spirit around. There's a sense of guidance. If that is some kind of animal visitation, a sacred guide, or this maybe is, a guardian angel. However you experience this kind of divine intervention, right? This relationship you have with something beyond this physical plane. And we all have it, right? We call it many different things. It takes different forms, and depending on what it is, it might feel completely different. You know, these different species and races and groupings of, you know, I don't know what to, paranormal, spiritual, mythological beings. And yeah, so I feel like there's a good balance here of the mundane things, like with the housework, you know, working on your chores, having people in your life who are creating the cycle. It goes on and on and on. It is a beautiful reminder. And then having this intense relationship with spirit. And now I'll tell you, you know, I do partake in ritual and magical endeavors and things, and you know, spend days and weeks and months sometimes engaging in really involved work in those matters, but never do I feel so in line with spirit and experiencing spirit as when I am doing the most boring things that you can, when I am cleaning, when I'm, you know, cleaning the bathrooms, when I'm outside pulling weeds or going for a walk or, you know, folding socks or whatever it is, cooking dinner. This is where I have my conversations. This is where, you know, my mind roams. And I am, you know, in communing on this deep level. And I feel like it's almost kind of like when you look at something and it obscures itself, right? You look at it and it looks, you know, like whatever. It's not anything interesting. And then you turn your head and in your peripheral, you can see that there's something strange happening, something beautiful, something, you know, and then you look and then it changes. It turns, it hides itself from you. So when I am you know, intentionally and intensely searching for this connection with, you know, one of my deities or one of the, you know, spiritual entities that I commune with, and I'm trying to kind of get this work together, get everything set up in such a way that I can, you know, fulfill this operation. It proves to be quite difficult. It's like slipping through my fingers. You know, the time is just, it feels like it's a wasting sometimes. But when I don't go hunting for it, when I'm just in my life, I'm immersed in nothing that special. I mean, it is special because I'm alive. And to be alive and to be here and to be conscious and, you know, to be among other spiritual beings and you know, so lucky to have so many blessings in my life. It's all a miracle. Absolutely. But you know, it also, when you're just going about the chores and the errands and, you know, it can feel a little dull, right? A little dull sometimes. But that's when it takes me, right? That's when it is shown to me, when things are revealed to me. And then I forget about that sometimes. I think, okay, well, now I've been feeling a little stagnant, so I'm going to turn towards doing, you know, whatever work it is, whatever, you know, kind of ritual or appeal or whatever. and it can feel quite elusive, right? And then I go back to just kind of doing my life, and all of a sudden it shows up right there, you know? And it's funny how it's like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just like that for me. But it is, I feel for you, you're immersed in all these kind of beautiful things in your life. And spirit is there right by your side. And I feel like this is a really holy time for you. And there seems to be, from what we have been seeing in the previous readings, a lot of growth as far as money, job, work, finding a good stride, right? And also quite creative, coming into this place of just real amplified creative energy. And that continues. It continues. So let's take a look over here. So we have no. It says N-O right here. We have two people, one walking towards the past, one walking towards the future. Not together, though. We also have a dog. So I kind of feel like we have somebody who's really stuck in the past. Maybe this is a family member, a parent, a sibling, somebody who you're close with, and they just are in this place where they're going in circles about old things, and it's hard to get them to let go of it. And I think it makes it kind of difficult to be there and be present with them, because it's always kind of the same thing. And I feel like you're really focused on moving forward. You're really focused on doing something for yourself. Really focused on getting out of this kind of, rut of stinking thinking. That's what we call it in 12-step, in AA. Stinking thinking. So I feel like, there's a sense of like almost frustration at times, also just kind of avoiding being around, because it's just kind of you're going to get into the same conversation about the same stuff. And it's such old stuff that it's like you can't do anything about it. It's already come to pass, And so, I think that in these situations, we can only try to be supportive as much as we can, and just kind of try to distract from these conversations. It's hard, though. I know it's not easy. Somebody close to my life, these last few years, I'm not going to give real specifics, but somebody who I'm really close with has recently been diagnosed with with something that's really affecting their memory and their ability to kind of do things for themselves, and it's getting worse, and it's heartbreaking. I could cry right now. I shouldn't have brought this up, but it's hard. It's hard to see somebody you love kind of changing in these really profound ways, and somebody who is so self-reliant, so independent, and having to kind of, be there and take over some of the tasks and a lot of the tasks and you know, and try to navigate how it makes them feel, right? And you can try to operate constantly off of a place of empathy, because what else can you do, really? I mean, you have to be empathetic for somebody who's going through something that is likely just so devastating and scary. But it can be very difficult. It can be very difficult for the caretakers. And even if it's not like, you know, there's not something going on neurologically, it can still be really hard to deal with somebody who, you know, just they're not interested in what's going on right now. They're not interested in finding kind of a reason to be happy, grateful, or at least okay, right? That's not even really like a choice for them. They are stuck on this thing. And so I don't know. There's no answer really, besides, you know, have people to talk to, support, you know, and I encourage finding support groups. If you don't have them locally, definitely go online. A place that I always recommend, even though I have no I cannot stress enough, I have no association with Reddit. But I do recommend it for people looking for kind of answers, support groups, insights, people's, you know, anecdotal experiences, because you can set your profile up in such a way that you can be anonymous. You don't have to, you know, it's not like Facebook or whatever, where it's obviously you are who you are, right? So definitely a place to go look if you know how to use Reddit or how to download it or whatever. A lot of subreddits on there for all kinds of different situations that people are going through. You know, just be careful with what you share about yourself, details, okay? Like anywhere else on the internet, you have to be vigilant about that kind of thing. But, you know, having people to talk to and giving yourself time, doing things that you enjoy doing, having a break, getting enough rest, making sure that you are eating well, whatever that looks like for you. Some intentional movement to your level of ability, getting outside. I know people joke. I'm having all these problems and somebody tells me go get some fresh air. Yeah, I'm going to be that person. It's important to get out and get some fresh air. It absolutely is helpful. It may not fix anything long term, but in the moment it does change how we're feeling. Go for a little walk, maybe. You know, do something that breath work, meditation, go sit, you know, next to the water, go look at the birds, whatever it is. Something that is detached from anybody else, anything that you're responsible for. Allow yourself that little space, okay? Yeah. So, Taurus. I love you. I love you. You, Taurus people are some of my favorites for sure. So we have the Indigo Sage affirmation cards, and these are the air element deck. I was doing the earth one before, and now we're on to air. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and flip and stop where it feels right. Ooh, we have like a nice little succulent there. Love yourself. Fresh and new. Embrace the unknown with unbounded joy. Nothing familiar towards heart-led discovery. Yeah. Whew. Yes, I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. Well, Taurus, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you. All right. With that, I will say again, I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in just a couple days from now. Good night.